the city that never sleeps. It certainly didn't on this summer night in 2007. A young Novak Djokovic was playing his first Grand Slam final at the US Open.
He has the lead.
After a fearless performance, the Serb breaks Roger Federer and finds himself serving for the opening set at 40-love. But then, Federer demonstrates why he is the #1 in the world and at the absolute height of his powers.
Caught the line. On set point, Federer feathers one right on the sideline.
It was this magical forehand which truly changed the momentum of this match. Visibly shaken, a nervous Djokovic starts making one unforced error after another.
And it's long. Federer fights off 3-set points.
The 20-year-old misses 5 set points in the first set and 2 more in the second set. Djokovic's spirit was broken by Federer's magic. The Swiss maestro went on to win his 12th major title. Had he won the first set and not lost his confidence, who knows how this final may have played out. It could have been Djokovic's first Grand Slam title, but it wasn't. And it all started with this point right here.
Caught the line.
In the end, the US Open final of 2007 remained the only Grand Slam final, which Roger Federer was able to win against Novak Djokovic in all their meetings. For the moment, though, the maestro fought off the threat of another young emerging rival at the time, cementing himself as the undisputed #1 in the world with 12 Grand Slam titles.
He may be the greatest player to ever pick up a racket, and we've had the joy of watching him in action again tonight. The champion again 4 times, Roger Federer.
Four years later, Roger Federer faces another great rival in the final of Roland Garros in 2011. Federer just broke the unbeaten streak of Novak Djokovic in the semifinals in what many believe was his best match ever. The Swiss was playing at a magnificent level in the final against Rafael Nadal as well.
Federer gathered himself and avoided any further danger.
At 5-2 in the first set, Federer has got a set point when he decides to do this.
Now Federer tried to finish it there with real style, just missed.
But style was the wrong idea to beat Nadal at Roland Garros. The Spaniard went on to win the next 7 games, changing the momentum of this match completely.
Nadal charging 7 straight games.
The common perception is this: had Federer won the first set, playing the clay court tennis of his life against a Nadal whose confidence was shaken at the time, due to many losses against Djokovic, he probably would have won the title.
Showing some signs of nerves here.
But he didn't, because he made the wrong choice at the wrong time. In the end, it was Nadal who won the match in 4 sets. The Spaniard secured his 10th Grand Slam title, closing the gap to Federer's 16 at the time. And Federer? He would never beat Nadal at Roland Garros, missing out on what turned out to be his biggest chance to do so. The next chapter takes place later that year. We are back in New York for the semifinals at the US Open. Again, Roger Federer faces Novak Djokovic, but this time it's the Serb who has risen to world #1, while Federer fell behind on #3 in the rankings. However, it is the Swiss who has the upper hand in the match, having 2 match points on his own serve. With everything speaking against him, Djokovic put it all on the line with this forehand. The Serb defended both match points, won 4 games in a row, and went on to the final against Rafael Nadal. At the time, the Spaniard didn't stand a chance against Djokovic, to whom he had lost 5 finals in a row in 2011. Had Federer won this match, though, Nadal would have been the favorite in the final. having beaten his rival in every major since Wimbledon 2007. Against Djokovic, however, he simply was not able to find a way to beat him at the time. At 24 years old, the Serb was playing the tennis of his life. He secured his third Grand Slam title of the year and his fourth overall, firmly joining the race for most majors ever. All because he decided to go for it with this magical return. The next point which changed the GOAT race takes place at the following Grand Slam. We are in Melbourne for the Australian Open final in 2012. This time, Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic are the protagonists. After a brutal battle, the Spaniard is finally able to break his rival in the fifth set. Nadal is up 4-2 in 30-15, having victory in sight as this happens.
It's called wide. Nadal challenges. The call was a little late.
Nadal's unbelievable unforced error proves crucial as Djokovic breaks him back instantly, changing the momentum of the match.
Can you believe it? Back-to-back breaks of serve.
We all know how it turned out in the end. The Serb beats Nadal 7-5 in the fifth set, securing his fifth Grand Slam title and beating his rival for the seventh final in a row, further cementing his spot as the world number one. Over a year later, the world of tennis is having the pleasure to witness yet another five-set battle between Nadal and Djokovic. This time in the Spaniard's backyard in the semifinals of Roland Garros. The situation is reversed, as it is Djokovic who is up a break in the fifth, having his eyes on a much-desired first win over his greatest rival at the French Open. But then, this point happens.
He's lost the point.
Djokovic loses the point, his focus and his serve. The king of clay, who was on the brink of defeat, gets back into the match and wins it 9-7 in the fifth. Nadal went on to win the final as well, securing his 12th Grand Slam title, while closing the gap on Federer's 17 and holding off Djokovic, who was at 6 titles at the time. The Joker presumably would have won his 7th major title if he had held serve at 4-3 and beaten Rafa. However, it all went south for Djokovic with this crucial mistake.
I mean, if he'd just let that bounce.
Again, we go back to Flushing Meadows. The year is still 2013 and Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal meet for their much-anticipated rematch in the US Open final. At 1-all and 4-4 in the third set, Nadal stumbles, granting the Joker triple break points.
Triple break point.
With his back against the wall, Rafa pulls out a magic shot when it matters most.
Talk about a big shot.
Rafa holds his serve, putting an end to Djokovic's run. This game proved crucial in the end, as the Matador from Spain not only won the third set but also broke his opponent's spirit. Nadal won the final in 4 sets, securing his 13th Grand Slam victory. Had Djokovic broken him at 4-all, the Serb would have most likely run away with the match, as he had the momentum on his side. But Rafa would not be Rafa, had he not gone for it, with this gutsy forehand down the line. A point which once again changed the momentum of the GOAT race. For our next chapter, we jump ahead 4 years later. Roger Federer makes a return to this story. The legendary maestro surprisingly meets his old rival Rafael Nadal in the final of the Australian Open in 2017. Both players had been suffering from injuries and did not play at their best in the years before, but at the Rod Laver Arena, Federer are able to revive their old magic.
Oh, what an athlete!
Again, like in the final of 2012 against Djokovic, Nadal was up a break in the 5th set.
Nadal strikes first.
The Spaniard is on his way to victory when the net cord decides to step in. Federer grabs the chance and breaks back, winning all 5 remaining games of the match and ultimately the title.
That's major number 18 for the Swiss maestro.
If not for the net cord, the momentum may not have shifted back to Federer, who admitted being tired after the match. Instead of the gap between the two rivals closing, the score in the GOAT race was now 18-14 in favor of Federer, a lead which many believed settled the debate. Wimbledon, the kingdom and heart of tennis, the most prestigious tournament in the world, finally makes its first appearance. The year is 2018 and world number 1 Rafael Nadal faces a Novak Djokovic, who's been struggling for almost 2 years now. Again, the two bitter rivals put on a 5-set epic in the semifinals. At 7, all in the 5th, Nadal has got a break point to serve for the match. Djokovic saves the break point with yet another magical forehand. Had Nadal made the break, he would have killed Djokovic's spirit, as his confidence wasn't the best at the time. Then it would most likely have been Nadal who made the final, beating an exhausted Kevin Anderson for Grand Slam title number 18. However, it was Djokovic who saved the break point, winning the game and ultimately the match. This marked a turning point in the GOAT race, as Djokovic regained his confidence and went on to win 3 majors in a row. Suddenly, he was back in the race, with 15 Grand Slam titles in total, catching up to Federer and Nadal, all because he pulled out this forehand shot. We stay on center court at Wimbledon for a chapter, which delivers arguably the biggest plot twist in the GOAT race, the legendary final of 2019. Roger Federer faces Novak Djokovic in a 5-set epic. The Swiss has beaten Nadal in the semi-finals and could cement himself as the undisputed GOAT if he wins this match. Never before had Federer beaten both Nadal and Djokovic in the same Grand Slam tournament to win the title. The fact that he was already 37 years old would have made it even more impressive. At the time, the Maestro had 20 major titles compared to Djokovic 15. If Federer beats the Joker, the scoreline reads 21-15, presumably too big a lead to catch up for Djokovic.
Yeah, that's the break!
At 8-7 in the 5th, Federer has 2 match points, serving for the championship. But again, the Joker has other plans. Like he did against Nadal the year before, Djokovic pulls out another forehand cross to stop Federer from reaching his dream. The Serb made a comeback, broke back, won the match, and broke Federer's heart in the process. He would never reach another Grand Slam final again. For Djokovic, it was major title number 16, just 2 Grand Slams short of Nadal at the time and only 4 less than Federer. It was this victory which finally gave Djokovic the belief he could overcome his 2 rivals to become the undisputed GOAT one day. Again, it all changed with 1 forehand. It was the point which arguably changed the GOAT race the most. we say bonjour Paris. The year is 2021 and Rafael Nadal meets Novak Djokovic in the semifinals of Roland Garros for what is a rematch of the final a year before. The two superstars put up an incredible battle as they always do.
It's the rally of the match. Two of the game's greats going toe-to-toe. He's got him.
At 6-5 in the third, Nadal has got a set point. The Spaniard, who is struggling with an injury, desperately needs to win this set. Djokovic knows this and decides to once again put it all on the line with one shot.
Oh, the character to go to that shot at set point down. Nerves of steel from the world number one.
The Serb saves the set point with this gutsy drop shot. In the tie-break which follows, Nadal misses out on this crucial volley as well.
Oh, would you believe it?
This was the final momentum swing of the match. Djokovic wins the tie-break and runs away with the victory in the fourth set. Had Rafa won the third set, he might have gathered all of his strength to close out the match in the fourth set himself. Not forgetting the mental side of trailing to Nadal by 2-1 on clay. In all of their duels, the player who was 2-1 ahead after 3 sets always won. So, by defending this set point, Djokovic caused a momentum swing, which ultimately led to him winning his second Roland Garros title. Doing so, the Joker became the first player to win all Grand Slam tournaments at least twice. He increased his total number of major trophies to 19 and was only one more slam behind Federer and Nadal, who both had 20 at the time. It was on. We arrive at the final chapter of points which changed the GOAT race. Once again, our heroes meet at Court Philippe Chatrier. Novak Djokovic had won 20 slams at the time, while Nadal became the all-time leader in the GOAT race with his 21st major at the Australian Open earlier that year. The legendary rivals meet for what turned out to be their very last duel in Grand Slam history. This time it's Nadal who's leading by 2-1. However, the Joker is up a break in the fourth set. At 5-3, he has 2 set points to take the match into a decider. After missing the first one, he gets another chance with what usually is an easy winner for him. The only problem? The player on the other side of the net is Rafa Nadal. The Spaniard not only saves the set points, but breaks back. Rafa found his confidence again and ultimately won the match in the fourth set tie break with a number of courageous points.
Nadal makes it to the semis. And was this his biggest obstacle between him and a 14th Roland Garros title?
Djokovic indeed turned out to be Nadal's biggest obstacle en route to his 22nd Grand Slam title. Rafa triumphed in the end and held off Djokovic in the GOAT race for a little longer. Had the Joker won the fourth set against Nadal, who was once again battling with an injured body, chances are he would have ran away with the match as well, setting him up for a chance to reach the final again, where he could have tied the score at 21 majors each, with Wimbledon just around the corner to finally take the lead. However, Rafa had other plans that day. And here we are. These were the points which changed the GOAT race. Today we know that it was Novak Djokovic who ultimately won the race with 24 majors as of early 2025. What an epic journey it has been in the greatest era tennis has ever seen. It came down to so many close calls, courageous decisions, fate, or sometimes even the net cord. All these points made the race that much more exciting. No matter who you root for, you definitely experienced both joy and pain. Let me know what you think of the selection. Did I miss any important points in your opinion? Let me know in the comments below, and please, feel free to subscribe.